My name is Elias Vance. I'm 34 years old. I specialize in luxury event photography for high security clientele. Tomorrow, I delete every backup, except one. The timestamp on her bridal inquiry overlaps with the night she left. Same ring, different groom, 1 hour after blocking me. Marin said nothing, just vanished, left my name off the guest list, but not off the NDA. I slipped the photo beneath his drink, her smile, my mirror lens. He didn't touch it. She didn't look back. No one said a word. They read the names. Mine was watermark only. The linens smell like starch and liminality. Satin skirts slide past with the hush of people pretending not to sweat. Light cuts diagonals across the floor, white on marble, heat against nothing. The florist's ladder stands in the corner like an apology. I hold the third platter in my palm, thumb pressing the edge. Fingerprints dull the mirrored steel, but no one sees that except me. Behind me, someone says, Elias Shore. A pause. Then a laugh from the bride's side. No, he's the assistant. The real photographer's still outside. He's beside me. Still. His lens cap stays on. I am the photographer, Elias says. Flat. Uncorrected. No one replies. A shrug in the air, not from anyone specific. He adjusts the aperture. I reset the placement grid, bread forks, soup spoons. The measurement of diplomacy is always silver and distance. Someone else's photo appears on the screen above the cake. A childhood beach scene. No contrast, too warm. A stranger's name in the bottom right corner. Elias doesn't flinch. He steps back slightly, as if checking the frame. But his jaw pulses once. The projector flickers. Across the room, I see the groom's name on the menu cards, Theo Lyndhurst. It drags. A thread behind my ribs. I watch him lean into the chair as his mother smooths his collar. She turns his face to the light. His last name used to be on bank letters, on the top right corner of denial notices and embassy delays. He doesn't react to aliases. Maybe he doesn't recognize it. Or maybe the recognition is kept private, like a hand pressed to a burn after the match has been blown out. The walls are limestone, but they breathe like skin. Every glass reflects too clean. I see us in fragments, curved, shrinking. I finish the last place setting and take a step back. Behind me, a rustle. I turn, slow, instinctive. The door by the conservatory is ajar. Someone's come in from the outside. She wears white. Not cream. Not off-white. White. The bride is still in the dressing suite. This woman is not her. She walks like her bones remember higher rooms. Her heels do not click. She holds a single peony, closed, still green at the edges. I feel it before I remember her. The tilt of her shoulder. The way she used to stand on balconies like the city owed her a chorus. I haven't seen her since they called it an accident. Since her name was printed on the memorial program and then mispronounced anyway. Someone gasps quietly. It catches like a stitch in the room's fabric. She walks past me. Does not look. I feel heat crawl up the back of my arms. Elias lifts his camera halfway, then lowers it. She turns her head slightly. The makeup is minimal, but the scar by her temple, once hidden, is now traced with something iridescent, almost deliberate. I want to say something, but my throat holds metal. She stands near the second-tier table, touches a wine glass as if testing its presence. No one moves. The planner walks by again, brisk, distracted. We need the menu card facing out, not angled. I nod. Adjust. Take it. Elias's shadow falls beside mine. He doesn't say anything. From the speakers, soft strings begin. The kind of music meant to not be heard. She wasn't on the guest list, he murmurs. I don't answer. The lights dim slightly for the preview montage. The wrong photos are still up. Then, briefly, a different slide flashes. not hers. Mine. A test shot I took for color matching plates to napkin dyes. My hands holding a soup spoon over pale gold silk. No face, just intent. It vanishes. A tech whispers into their headset, fiddling with controls. No one claps. The bride hasn't entered yet. Elias steps forward, adjusts the focus again, and takes a photo. Of the flower arrangements. Of the air. Of time bending. I step away from the table. The woman in white is standing still now, facing the groom's mother. No words. The mother blinks once, then turns her body. Her pearl earring sways like a pendulum deciding something. Legacy doesn't speak. It just stays standing. Someone laughs behind me. Is she part of the performance? Another says, maybe she's with the art installation? No one answers. No one asks her. I look back at Elias. His expression is clean. Too clean. He lifts the lens. Angles it. She smiles. It's not an invitation. It's a record. She smiles at the lens. I didn't lift it. A signature is just silence with corners. The paper is thick, not soft. Cream with a tooth. You feel the weight when you drag a pen across it. That kind of contract. Elias doesn't sit while reviewing it. He stands, bent at the waist, elbows on the counter of the staging suite. The zipper on his camera bag keeps twitching open, then closed, as if testing its own memory. He's been on page 5 for a while. The air smells like eucalyptus and toner. I'm seated. I haven't unclenched my hand since she walked past us in white. That moment has weight now, carried like a bruise behind my ear. Initial here, he says. It's my handwriting already. His claws. My initials. We wrote the same silence, just from different angles. The groom's assistant knocks twice, doesn't wait. He steps in with a polite stiffness, like he's playing someone who wears cufflinks often. These are the face blur requests. He sets the folder down between us. Doesn't look at me. Especially these 4. High discretion. He doesn't say whose father. Just slides the list across. Elias glances once. Doesn't ask. There's a photo attached. An old one, low contrast, grainy. But the jawline hasn't changed. I fold the paper neatly. Not hiding it. Preserving it. Is he good? The groom asks from the doorway. Not is Elias ready. Not can I speak to him. Just is he good? Elias doesn't look up. He is, I say. I don't look at the groom. He walks away before the sentence finishes settling. The assistant lingers half a beat too long, then follows. Outside, a flower girl drops a hairpin. It bounces once, rolls under the chair leg. No one retrieves it. I watch Elias zip the folder shut, then unzip. Again. The light shifts slightly as a cloud passes. We both look at the wall. A shadow crawls over the textured paint like something returned. He speaks first. You remember how your name used to go last on shared credits? I nod once. He pauses. Still does. I don't flinch. I know. He signs. Short, angled strokes, then passes it back. The pen is still warm. She enters just as I'm about to stand. Same voice. Less syllables. Eliana. Not a question. Not a greeting. Just my name, placed on the air like a placeholder she forgot to erase. She's dressed now in silver gray, hair twisted into something ceremonial. A looped veil. Not bridal, almost judicial. Her fingers graze the table as she leans to review the contract. I signed earlier, she says. The silence after is elastic. Her eyes catch the folder before he zips it again. Did they give you the blur list? Elias nods. Include my father. She doesn't blink when she says it. You already signed the usage waiver, he reminds her. I know, she says. Blur him anyway. He doesn't ask why. She turns to me. Table 17 needs a plating reset. Someone change the angle. The accusation is tone neutral. but it lands like a door shut too carefully. I didn't touch table 17, I say. She says nothing, just turns and leaves. The hem of her dress brushes my shoe as she passes. It's the same fabric from our graduation ceremony. Lightweight fail. The sound memory triggers. 3 camera shutters, a slip of wind, and the smell of cherry stone smoke. Elias opens the backup drive. Checks the folder twice. Did you blur her father before she asked? I ask. I would have. He doesn't say more. I watch his hand hover over the keyboard. Then stop. He changes the file name. Quietly, not for her. For him. The air is tighter now. The kind that fills a room right before a ribbon is cut. Why'd you agree to all this? He asks. I smooth the sleeve of my jacket. I plate things no one gets to eat. He exhales through his nose. A laugh that doesn't bend. The door creaks again. Theo enters without knocking this time. He doesn't look at me, doesn't look at Elias. Just straight to the folder. The backups, where are they stored? Elias doesn't answer. I mean, just in case. For delivery. Theo adds. Elias turns the folder toward him. Doesn't open it. They're stored, he says. The folder stays zipped. Theo nods like that explains something, then leaves. I glance at the lens Elias has mounted. It's the wrong one for indoors. Too long. Too sharp. You're not planning to blur her father, I say. No. I nod. We pack in silence. He closes the bag once, clicks the latches. The light shifts again. A spotlight grazes the doorframe. The ceremony hasn't started yet, but something ended already. I change the angle of the backup drive in the box. He changes his lens, not his aim. I change the lens, not the angle. Truth hides in metadata. The fan in the corner clicks every 7 seconds. It's meant to be silent. Industrial grade, whisper quiet, but nothing is silent if you stay long enough. Elias sits on the floor with his back to the window. The light catches his profile like a proof sheet, clean edge, neutral tones. His laptop rests on his knees. The venue is still resetting from the ceremony. Petals swept. Ribbons tied straighter than before. A chair draped with someone's coat, a label peeking out. Custom, not hers. He scrolls slowly. Stops, scrolls back. I got the inquiry at 4:12 p.m., he says. He doesn't look up. My phone buzzes once. A reminder to polish the serving shears before the plated starter. I swipe it away. She texted me at 5:07. He turns the screen so I can see. A screenshot. The archive folder. Inquiry logged with a geotag. 1 hour, give or take. There's a pause. Was that the last time? I ask. He nods. Of her, yes. A corner of his screen shows a ring, hand posed deliberately. No face, no smile. Just fingers folded like she's bracing for applause. The ring is white gold, flat band, soft bevel. I've seen it before. Not this one. That one. Years ago in Prague. Elias held it up between 2 fingers under the skylight of the Airbnb. It caught nothing. Dull. She liked that. Same ring, I say. Different hand, he replies. The fan clicks again. He sets the laptop down. Stands. Walks over to the folding table where the backup drives wait in rows like caskets. Pulls one. He types in a code. The drive opens with a muted chirp. Do you remember, he asks, the flight back from Tunis? I do. The plane was half empty. The air dry. I offered him the window. He took it, but didn't look out. I called her, he says. Voicemail picked up, nothing recorded. Just silence. He drags a folder into view. A single image loads. Her leaning against a column. Hair pinned loose. Half smile. That same stiffness people hold when being remembered. I know the photo. It wasn't shared. Did she ask you to delete it? I ask. She never knew I kept it. He renames the file. Clicks once. Types the date of today's wedding. The sound of the return key is louder than expected. A voice from outside calls for a delay on dessert plating. No reason given. I step toward the cart, adjust the napkin folds, straighten a spoon. I hear him breathing behind me. Not hard, just aware. She didn't flinch when you handed her the bouquet, I say. She looked past me. He rubs his jaw. His thumb catches on an old cut. Did she see you, Eliana? He means back then. I remember the train platform in Geneva. Her back turned, head slightly tilted. Listening to someone behind her. Not me. She never looked away long enough to notice. He exhales. Not a sigh. A reset. The light changes again, gray clouds shifting the whole room into a cooler cast. I align the wine stems with the charger plates. One is off by a 1/4 inch. I leave it. You're not deleting it, I say. No. There's a pause before he speaks again. I'm archiving it with the new date. That way. You never have to say which one it was. I finish. The curtain flutters from the vent above. Outside, someone tests the mic. A brief hum, then silence. I glance at him. His eyes are fixed on the screen, but his hands are still. The timestamp flashes once. 4:12 p.m. A moment before anyone remembered what they forgot. Behind us, a groomsman enters. Doesn't knock. Doesn't greet. He looks at me. They want the plating reset again. Same table. 17? He nods. She said it's not symmetrical enough. Said maybe you were distracted. He doesn't wait for my answer. Leaves the door open when he exits. The handle doesn't catch. Elias watches the gap where the door should have closed. He speaks without moving. Are you going to fix it? No. I move to the tray, wrap the shears in cloth. Tight. Tighter than needed. You played her wedding, he says. You'd shoot it. We don't ask the real question. She didn't invite me. She did invite him. Still. He closes the laptop. Not rushed. Just final. We both stare at the drives. 3 are labeled. 1 isn't. He picks the unlabeled one. Places the renamed image on it. Backs it up twice. He doesn't say her name. I don't ask why he showed me. Some things aren't gestures. They're grief in disguise. He walks out first. Leaves the fan spinning. Click. 7 seconds. Click. I walk past the open door. Past the hallway mirror that cuts my reflection in thirds. He chose the same venue. She chose not to flinch. Some faces don't age. They just recalibrate. The veil slips as she turns. Not off, just shifts a centimeter, caught on a sequin edge. She doesn't fix it, doesn't ask. The groom's boutonniere is crooked. No one tells him. I'm not supposed to be in this room, but the serving route cuts through the chapel wing. I carry an empty tray. No linens, no glasses. Just enough to justify standing still. Elias lifts the camera. The shutter doesn't fire. Not yet. The bride's train pulls to one side. A stylist leans down, adjusts it. Her fingers hover near the hem too long. She's pretending to be needed. Photographer, the bride says. One word, crisp, not loud. Not Elias. Just his role. He moves 2 feet closer. She doesn't look at him. He gestures gently, a tilt of the chin. The groom shifts left. His hand lands around her waist. She stays vertical. No lean. No settle. The flash is off. Natural light only. Gold from the sconces, diffused across a lacquered wall. Behind them, a mirror the size of a doorway, framed in bronze. Pre-war. Real. A little closer, Elias says, to the groom. He obeys. His shoulder touches the lace. Her fingers twitch, then freeze. I watch the mirror. The couple smiles, stiff, staged. Behind them, Elias lifts the camera again. His face in the glass doesn't match the one behind the lens. In the mirror, he's staring straight through. Past the couple. Past her. Through me. I grip the tray tighter. One of the caterers brushes past, doesn't speak. Her shoulder nudges mine. No apology. I adjust my stance. Back straight. heels aligned with the baseboard. If I breathe wrong, I become visible. Another click. Elias moves closer. His reflection steps back. The groom turns, says something soft into her ear. Her face doesn't shift. The next shot comes faster. Then one more. Then none. Elias lowers the camera. We'll try a symmetry frame, he says. He points toward the mirror. You'll face the glass, shoulder tilt. Her right hand, your left. She nods. Doesn't speak. They move. He behind her. The pose is intimate, but it reads staged. Like mannequins reset after hours. She meets her own reflection. Holds the gaze like it's someone she used to know. Elias adjusts a setting. Then again. I set the tray down, too quiet. A glass from another shoot sits on the shelf. Fogged. Lit print visible. I angle it until the print disappears in the light. Her eyes move slightly. I don't know if she sees me in the reflection. She blinks once. The groom whispers again. She exhales, barely audible. Elias doesn't direct now. He waits, then captures it. One image. The couple framed center. Their faces perfect, aligned. Her veil arcs like frost etched in motion. In the mirror, Elias, camera lowered, eyes sharp, his reflection doesn't blink. Neither does hers. The shot freezes in time. He saves the raw file, then copies it. One version labeled with the couple's names. One, untitled. He leaves it unretouched. No smoothing. No crop. No filter. The stylist claps, beautiful. Frame-worthy. The groom grins. She turns away. Walks off before the comment finishes echoing. The photographer says nothing. The tray is still in my hand, but the glass is gone. Someone must have taken it, or maybe I put it down. The room empties in reverse. Stylists first, then planner, then couple. Elias doesn't follow. He opens the photo again. Zooms in, then out. She didn't lean, I say. He looks at me for the first time, not startled, not surprised. Just confirms I was always standing there. No, he says. She stood. He turns the screen. Shows the symmetry shot again. Her spine is aligned with the mirror's edge. The groom's smile curves slightly left. Her hand rests flat, not on him, just near. But it's Elias's reflection that unsettles. I blinked just after, he says. I nod. In the mirror, her eyes are fixed. On herself. On something beyond that. Maybe me. Maybe him. Maybe no one. He closes the image. Doesn't save over the original. Just leaves the untitled copy where it is. Dinner service begins at 9, I say. He steps back. Camera slung. Hands quiet. The lights dim slightly as someone tests the reception track. He doesn't leave. But he doesn't stay. She didn't say goodbye. He didn't ask. In the mirror behind them, no one smiled. He blinked. She didn't. I pressed shutter once. Every silence has a freeze point. The toast begins 2 minutes late. Not because the schedule slips, but because the mic doesn't work on first contact. A brief hum. A second, then the voice of the groom's brother, sharpened vowels, practiced affection. The champagne has been poured, her flute remains untouched. Mine is empty. Not from drinking. I never had one. I stand behind the last service column, where the light fractures across the back wall in long bands, soft gold warping into blue. The projector hasn't been turned off from the last slideshow. No one notices. She sits perfectly centered at the head table. One hand resting palm down. One hand curled into the linen napkin. Her dress doesn't crease. Her shoulders remain high. He laughs before he finishes the sentence. It's the kind of laugh men are taught to use in rooms like this. Self-deprecating, non-threatening. It hits the chandeliers and dies before the silver clinks. To his right, Elias moves. Quiet, angled, behind the fern centerpiece. The envelope appears in his hand, no flourish, no pause. Just placed. flat left side of the groom's place setting, barely brushing the stem of his glass. It's sealed. Heavy stock. No name. He doesn't look at Elias. But he sees it. The toast continues. Someone claps. The bride doesn't. She blinks twice. I watch her hand. Still curled in the napkin. That's how she steadies herself. The groom lifts his glass. Doesn't sip. His thumb presses against the base like he's testing the weight of something he hasn't earned. A server steps forward to clear an untouched plate. She hesitates when she sees my tray, empty, held still at waist level. She reaches across me without asking. I pivot, just enough to stay in frame. Her name is never said. Not once. Not during the speech, not during the laughter, not during the planned thank yous. Only the beautiful bride. A placeholder with satin scenes. The envelope remains unopened until the second toast begins. This time, the voice is female. High, sure, crisp. A cousin. The kind that only appears for ceremonies. Not history. Mid-sentence, the groom's fingers move. Slowly. He slides the envelope down with his palm under the table edge. Uses his left hand, his ring hand, to open the flap. The crease splits clean. Inside, one photo. I know which one. The mirror shot. Her, standing centered. His ring catching light. Elias in the reflection. Not blurred. Not hidden. Looking. The groom stares. Doesn't blink. The cousin continues talking. She uses words like fate and meant to be. His hand folds over the photo. Not to hide it, just to feel the paper. She doesn't look. Not at him. Not at the envelope. Not at the mirror behind them, reflecting a warped version of the cake-cutting display. I rest my tray on the lip of the low service ledge. My fingers brush the edge. Cold marble. A chip near the corner. The groom shifts. His fingers lift the glass. The photo is gone now, back in the envelope, hidden in his jacket pocket. He doesn't drink. The server returns. This time, she calls me by the wrong name. Eliza, can you? I don't correct her. Just take the second tray. Deliver the folded napkin to table 7. On my way back, I pass close to the head table. Enough to feel the temperature shift. It's always colder where control is slipping. Her hand has moved. The napkin's been refolded. Clean, squared. He glances at her. No smile. Just a glance. Measured, not affectionate. And in that moment, something changes. Not loud. Not physical. Just a shift in space. A new perimeter drawn. She doesn't adjust her seat, but her shadow on the linen curves slightly away from him. Elias is gone. Camera packed. He left after the placement. After the frame reset. Legacy isn't always loud. The cousin finishes. Everyone claps. The groom doesn't stand. The EMC gestures. And now, a few words from our groom. The silence feels intentional. Not forgotten, just iced. He reaches for the mic. Doesn't lift it. His fingers stay on the stem of the champagne glass. He glances at the crowd. Then at her. Still, she doesn't look at him. She knows what photo he saw. Knows when it was taken. Knows who took it. I step back into the shadow of the column again. Behind me, the kitchen door hisses open. Someone calls for the dessert torch. No one notices the pause in his breath. No one remarks on the fact that she hasn't touched the glass. But the silence sharpens. Like a thread pulled too tight. He doesn't finish his toast. She doesn't touch the glass. Truth comes unedited. The edit room is colder at night. Not by temperature. By absence. The hum of the hard drives. The blink of the calibrator light, blue, not white. Blue always feels less forgiving. Elias sits crooked in the chair. Left ankle turned outward, knee grazing the wheel. One elbow on the desk, one hand beneath the table. Not thinking. Just holding the folded paper between his fingers. No music. No warm drink. Just silence and the raw files. I'm not there. But I am. The interface window flickers. Hundreds of thumbnails populate the screen: wedding party, reception crowd, distant relatives pulled into close focus. Each frame is clean, uninterrupted. No movement blurred, no lens flare uncorrected. He scrolls, stops, scrolls again. The ring shot. She adjusting the veil, light cutting through the tulle. Not chosen. He passes over it. He knows which one he's avoiding. Every image is numbered, time-stamped. When he reaches the mirror series, his breathing slows. Not louder, just more visible. He doesn't open the image. Just sits with the thumbnail. There's a pair of glasses beside his keyboard. Not his. Not recent. They belong to the mentor who taught him not to crop unless it made the story worse. The mirror shot breaks that rule. It doesn't make the story worse. It is the story. He exhales. Finally selects it. Full screen. Her, centered, chin raised slightly, not proud. Not resigned. Lit from both sides, casting no shadows. The ring catching the corner of the overhead. And behind, me. Half visible. Unposed. Holding the tray, focused not on her, but on the edge of the frame. She never turned to look. But she knew. The cursor hovers over the export icon. He clicks it. Then stops the process halfway through. Control Z. Undo. There's a sound in the hallway. Janitor's cart rolling past. A spray bottle clinks against a loose handle. Then stillness again. He opens the client delivery folder. Drag selects the final 187 shots. Labels them. Final, clean for gallery. Attaches the contract copy. Signs it digitally. Sends. It pings sent at 1:47 a.m. But the mirror shot doesn't go. He prints it once. High gauge paper. Untrimmed border. Full bleed. Lets it slide out warm from the printer. Curls slightly before flattening. No label. No watermark. He folds it in half. Then in half again. He does not tear it. There's a drawer to the left of the desk, half stuck from the last time he forced it. He tugs, hears the slight crack of wood. Inside, a sealed envelope marked rough cuts. He places the folded image inside. Doesn't seal it. Just leaves it. A slow breath. Then motion. His fingers move across the keyboard. He opens the archive. Scrolls through client contacts. Finds my name. Clicks. Selects. Remove. No confirmation prompt. Just vanishes. But the folder marked Shore Set 04 remains. He doesn't delete it. Just renames it. One word. Proof. No caps. No date. No keywords. He closes the software. Stands. Stretches his left hand first, then right. His shoulder cracks. The chair doesn't move. He looks at it. For a moment. Then walks out of frame. The screen goes black. In that silence, I feel the ripple. Like a note held too long after the music ends. My contact is gone. My name. My trace in his system. But the timestamp still exists. Lord, he could find it again if he wanted. But he won't. That's the last truth we share. The chair I left behind stayed empty. It still does.